Hey Scorpio, this is your reading for the month of August. I am doing things a little bit differently this time. I started a Patreon page where you can see or get access to extended readings for like around $5 a month for all of my readings, and you'll have access to all of them. So the way I'm going to do it is in this video right now, we're going to do an energy check. A look into your past, present, future, and then a check into what your current block is right now for basically keeping you at your best self or, you know, your highest potential right now. And then from there, the Patreon extended video that I'll have a link to in the description below will have a general action plan based off of this reading. A look into your love life, past, present, future. A look at your past person and then the new person. And if you don't have a new person, it can also be energy that's coming in that you're attracting right now, or, you know, coming up. And then from there, it'll be a love action plan. But again, if you're not trying to be in any kind of relationships or connect in any way like that, it can also be just more so what you need to work on in yourself and what you need to do as far as the action steps in order to attract a higher vibrational loving energy, whether that's one single person or just in general, attract people like that into your life. So yeah, and as usual, I'll start with the vision I got for you in my meditation time ahead of time. Beforehand, and then also this is a general reading, so like take what resonates, leave the rest, and if it does resonate, check out the Patreon. And also it is for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Mercury, Mars, or Venus, but even if you have Scorpio in your Sun, Moon, or Rising, this will pertain to you, most likely. And also I don't know how many times I've said also. I'll go ahead and put a link in the description below as far as what you like. It'll be that link to the website where you can check out the rest of your birth chart, so that way you can use that information to see other signs for different placements that you have. Like I said, Sun, Moon, Rising is really prominent, but Mercury, Mars, or Venus can also be helpful to give you a better, clearer picture, full picture for the month. Yeah, and then I don't know if I said, I'll put the decks in the description below. So yeah, let's get started. So the vision I had for you guys was, basically it was like cloudy black water, almost like a bath bomb and just gone off type thing. Gone off. I don't know if that's what you'd say. And you're trying to fan it, like the water, to see what's there and to get into what's inside the water. So I don't know what you take that to mean. We'll see in the cards. So yeah, let's check into your energy. What's going on with you guys? Oh my gosh, that was weird. Spirit, God, Universe, what message do you have for Scorpio for the month of August, especially in regards to the vision so far? What do they need to see, and what is their energy coming in right now? What are you showing is their energy coming in right now for the month of August? What does their energy look like? What are they dealing with? I'm going to say, where is Scorpio right now? Interesting. It's interesting the werewolf says it's exploring wildness, and then the apple is like risk and reward, but I feel like the apple is like a temptation, you know, general story of temptation. It's the heart. So I feel like, I mean, there's there's two ways to look at this. Some of you guys, it's a relationship situation I can feel coming through that like you guys are dealing with, but also the idea of like you're taking a bite into this, exploring your wildness. You're taking a bite into exploring different sides of yourself, different aspects of yourself, maybe parts of yourself that you've kind of kept locked away. Yeah, but also some of you guys, you're doing this in a loving relationship or in a new connection you have going on, and it's just this exploring. I feel like some of you guys might be fighting it too. It's like you take a bite and you're like, oh wow, and then like it kind of starts like changing you. It's almost like the moon, you know, you start like changing and you're like, oh my gosh, like I don't know if I can handle this, like this is a lot going on as I'm taking this bite. So it's like some of you guys might be dealing with a new encounter that you're just like, every time you allow it to, you open yourself up to it, you start being like, whoa, wait, like, am I really ready to open myself up to this? Like, and not because it's bad or anything, it's just because it's like wildness. It's different than, it's free. And I feel like saying that it's like after being so closed up and like so controlled, this like freedom energy feels really kind of terrifying. You're like, am I ready for this? It's almost like the idea, like if you're like in a cage or you're in this like closed space your entire life, and then suddenly you're in an open space. It's almost like scary, because that open space, there's so many things that can happen and so much unpredictable stuff, and you're so used to everything being predictable in your little box. So it feels like you're kind of like with this connection. Some of you guys, the ones that are, it's for with a connection, with this connection, you keep exploring that and you're like, oh, wow. And then some of you guys, it's, you know, not necessarily a connection, but rather, you know, just self-love and exploring different parts of yourself, maybe different parts of your heart. I feel like sometimes maybe through healing, through different levels of healing you've been going through, you've been getting the opportunity to go to this place in yourself or to experience this in yourself. So, yeah. Spirit, God, universe, what is going on with Scorpio's past, present, future, near future? What do you want to show them, especially in regards to, so in regards to the vision, it's like the cloudy black water, like a bath bomb, you know, trying to fan it to see what's there and get into the water. But again, it's like scary because it's like, well, what is in there? Like, yeah. So, I mean, you keep trying to open yourself up or open up to this. And it's just, it's all darkness, not darkness in a bad way, but darkness in a mysterious, like you haven't explored it, uncharted territories way. So yeah. What is going on with their past, present, future? What's going on with Scorpio in the month of August? So that is Scorpio's past, present, future. What have they been dealing with? What are they working through? What they're dealing with now? And what are they going to be dealing with soon in the future? What are they going through? Especially in regards to the vision so far. What do you have to show Scorpio? What do you have to show Scorpio? At the bottom right. I hate when that happens. I guess, I don't know if that's what was meant to happen, I guess. Past. of looking at this a little bit different because I am getting different energies right now. And so, like, I feel like seeing it like this for a second first. There's just this idea that, like, the sun card is like, you know, the sun, generally good, success, abundance. But I feel like this is almost so bright that it's blinding, that it's like, I just keep hearing like the midnight sun. Like, I don't know, it feels dark to me. And it might be, maybe it's you, not you, that this is you, but maybe it's your perception of it. Just kind of like your perception of going into this place and going into the unknown, or seeing these things in yourself in the unknown, is kind of terrifying, to where it just feels like, honestly, I want to say controlled chaos, but not controlled by you. So it's like controlled chaos, like it's like controlled by the powers that be. And like there's something like terrifying about that. Like, I don't personally believe that necessarily, but I just feel like maybe like some of you guys are like, when you go to, let me pull this back. When you go to this state, you're like, you feel like you're like, I want to say possessed. Not possessed actually, but like you just feel like you're so like, not in autopilot, but I guess a slave to your impulses, that it almost feels like you're controlled by, it's like, yeah, controlled chaos. Like you feel like you're not controlled by yourself, but you are controlled or something. It reminds me, like, I don't know if you remember, like if any of you guys have seen like the movie, seen Metropolis, the black and white Fritz Lang movie. It's like the robot. It just feels very like anything can happen, like new age, anything can happen. We just went into this new unknown territory, and it's almost like the robots are going to take over. Not saying that's what you're thinking, but it's just that energy of like this thing that I am exploring might take over, you know? I also feel like this is like, I don't usually read the devil this way. I mean, some of you guys might have dealt with Capricorn energy or something like that, or have in your charts, but I almost feel like this is like kid in a candy store. Like all those colors, everything, it just feels like a kid in a candy store. I don't necessarily mean it like good or bad, but it just feels like there's that temptation of like, okay, I want to go here. This is a kid in a candy store. Like, this is so much fun. Like, this is so much fun to go and explore this part of myself that I don't know. But then you get to this place and you're like, oh my gosh, this is crazy, and I feel like I'm gonna be controlled by this and consumed by this, you know, that type of thing. And then it's like, okay, well, I feel like it's like you see this and you're like, you're both terrified and enticed by the power. So there is one group of you that's like, you know what, I'm gonna grab this while I can, I'm gonna get away with what I can, and like, I'm gonna try to take what I can without having any kind of consequences, without having any kind of stomachache. I'm gonna take all the candy I can get, you know? There's like one group of you. And then there's another group of you that's like, I wanna say like, I wanna get in while the going's, what is that saying? I wanna get in while the going's hot, or going's whatever, I don't know. Like, you know, while I have this opportunity, while I have this desire, and this like impulse, I want to get in and do this, because maybe later like I'll come to my senses. Not saying that this isn't your senses, but you know, you might feel like later you might think otherwise, and you're like, maybe later I'll come to my senses, so let me get away with all the debauchery I can now before I come to my senses, or before anyone else does. I don't know, it's really weird, that energy. Now I'm gonna read it this way. That's like, oh my gosh, that's hitting my heart chakra. Okay, so past devil energy. Let me see if it's still a kid in a candy store when I read it this way. No, I feel like when I'm reading it this way, it's you saw things for what they were, and you were, you know, you're starting to take responsibility of, not necessarily take responsibility for your actions. Like there's some things you might have like, consumed, or not consumed, that's not the word I'm looking for. Not taken part of, but basically, you know, excess, sorry. You're like in excess, taking part in stuff, you know, different things, maybe different vices in your life, different, maybe addictions or addictive habits or things like that. Could even be codependent tendencies, things like that. And then as you did that, it's like everything started just crumbling because, you know, things started taking their path, going their path, things that were going to be destroyed because of the actions you were taking or the actions around you, and everything being, I feel like saying, just consumed. Like it started, it's what I see is like if the tower's legs, oh, let me see this. Okay, well, what I see in my mind is if like the tower's pillars are made of all the things that are like temptation in this card. So it's like you just like took and you're like, nom, 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 you know, ate everything. And then you come to the tower, not saying this is about eating, but you know what I mean. Took part in. And then suddenly like the tower has nothing it's standing on anymore. Because you've like taken, it's almost like you've like, it's again the kid in the candy store. You've taken, like you've consumed, you've taken part in all the things that were just like temptations, but they were kind of just surface. Like they were the foundation, but the foundation wasn't very strong, obviously. And then now it's like everything's crumbling because it wasn't built on anything like legitimate. And like it was all just a temptation to you. Like, I don't know, it's so weird to explain. I just see like this thing and then the tower, and then it goes and it falls. And then you're coming to this place of, you know, influence and boundaries and being like, yeah, I need to put down boundaries. I need to do this. Some of you guys are trying to rebuild this tower because you're like, well, it was my safe space. Even though really like, I don't know, it's such a weird way that I'm getting this. Like, I feel like the energies in this is so weird. And like all the eyes looking too, like I feel like some of you guys, when you were taking part in this, you were like feeling like, it's almost like, you know, when you're on the phone with somebody and you're talking about something and then like you kind of like, you know, there's voices hearing you. So sometimes like without trying to be, suddenly you start getting more dramatic because you know you have an audience. So I feel like some of you guys like took part in this and destroyed the tower, kind of also like, I don't know, like almost like trying to be more dramatic for an audience so that you can feel like this is a real destruction. Like, look what happened. Like, I don't know. It's weird. It's almost like you wanted this, you wanted to take part in the stuff in this, even if some of it was codependent tendencies and some of it was like keeping you in a bondage situation. And then when it fell, you were like wanting it to fall loud, or you wanted it to be falling loud, so that it was like, look what happened. Look, this is all the destruction that happens to me. Look what I go through. Sorry, I hope you guys don't hate me right now. This is a messenger, sorry. But you know what I mean? Like, it's like that kind of energy. And then it's like coming here, and some of you guys are like, you know what? I need to set my boundaries. I need to do this. I need to do that. And but the thing is you're right. You do. You need to set your boundaries. And you need to decide how to set boundaries so you don't end up in this situation thinking that you're consuming something that's good for you, when in reality it leads to your destruction. But also you need to set boundaries around you and see things for what they are and label it for what it is in your mind, and you know, I want to say program your thoughts. You need to like open your heart and see like what is in there that you can readjust everything. But a lot of you have been, instead of doing that, being like, I need to set my boundaries, and going back to the tower so you can keep it up and be like, I need to set my boundaries, and then like trying to build the tower back up because supposedly you think it actually is going to help you. I feel like there's like some people, like there's like someone just like standing there watching it, and it's like, it's not even someone, it's almost like the shadow of someone. It's almost like a phantom, that it's like, I feel like it's the idea of like this tower, not saying a tower card is necessarily, well, it's not bad, but this home, this placement, whatever it is, like at one point was a good thing. or felt like a good thing, was like a home. And like that imprint of the person that was there, like seeing it and seeing the power and the glory and the, I want to say financial stability. The financial stability, the good idea, the good investment, all those kind of things that tower was, that maybe you guys said that to yourselves about where you were. Like all that, they saw that, and now they're not even there anymore, and it's just like an imprint of them. But that kind of haunts you, is like, look how big what I built was, or what I was in was, compared to this person. And like maybe this was your old self, and it's like, look like what I did, and that's kind of kept you wanting to stay in that, to be like, look what I built, like I need to get that back up. And the thing is it was supposed to die because it wasn't on good foundation. It was like, it's almost like dirty money. Like, now, so let me see if I'm going to see the Sun card positively for a second. Okay, so now it's positive. So now what you're in is, you have the opportunity to see this as a positive thing, or to see this as scary and fear of success and I don't want to go there. And then you have the opportunity, you're being called to take this energy, the positive, and create with it, not build this back again, but create with it. And I feel like take one step forward. It's like one step forward, and it's almost like, it's like a mother energy. Okay, so check that out. It's like the Empress is like usually like pregnant, or like, and a lot of times it is a mother energy. However, she's not actually there. Like the head is there and that's there, but her body is not fully there. So it's almost like, I feel like you have the freedom, the opportunity to step away and create a new tower, not tower, a new building, a new home, a new all that. In your absence, like in your, like not absence like bad thing, but like absence, like basically like with your energy and everything you have, you can create something, or you can like be foreboding. I don't know how to describe it, but it's almost like if she was really there, like it's not her place, it's not her time. It's almost like this one, the Phantom. It's like she's not supposed to actually be there to do this. She's supposed to be in a mentality higher above this, to be like just pure energy. I don't know how to describe that. And then from there, make the decisions. So basically not be in your old placement, not be here and not be here, not be in any of your past areas. And from this new state of being to create. But this is why it's a new state of being, is because it's something you've never experienced, and it's terrifying. So you can't even fathom it. Like when you look at yourself in the future in this new thing, you don't even see yourself. And it's not because it's not for you. It's just because it doesn't follow the paradigms that you've been through so far, the experiences you've been through so far, because it's actually success. It's actually a good thing. I mean, not saying that you guys haven't had good things in the past, but what I'm saying is it doesn't follow the limiting stuff of the past. So you actually can't see yourself there. And that piece about going forward, even though you can't see yourself there and you can't create a logic and create a pattern, a past pattern in this new season, is exactly where you need to create from. I hope that makes sense. You guys have like a really heavy reading. And then from there, you can also make the decisions and know that you are in the driver's seat. You're not a slave to this. You're not a slave to fears about this. You are in the driver's seat. You're going to make decisions. You're going to say, okay, I'm going to turn this way. I'm going to go that way. Yeah. See the lightning right there and the lightning here? It's like this one is like explores wildness. It's almost like when the tower goes down, suddenly you're like forced to explore your wildness, explore like what life looks like outside of the paradigms that you've created or the lives that you've known. And he is enlivened by it. That part of yourself is enlivened by it, is like set free. But the part of you that like chose this and all these creature comforts in that way has been terrified of it. So it's a matter of allowing yourself to run forward, even if you're scared and even if it doesn't match what you depicted, pictured, or limited yourself to in the past. And then you go, whether you have support or not, you go forward, you move forward, whether you feel like you have your own, I want to say historical, not ancestral, but like your own past selves, not past selves, but like your own past mentality support or not, or even other people. You go forward and you say, okay, this is for me. This is, I'm going to create this life. And I'm going to, even if it means working with other people, even if it means this communal thing, I'm going to know that I still rise above, not above others necessarily, but rise above to where it doesn't matter of me versus them or anything like that. Like I'm in my own safe, sacred space. And that's where I'm creating from. That's where I'm viewing where I'm supposed to go from. And I feel like it's weird because usually the Five of Pentacles is like a beggar card, but it can also be like an element of like you finally get the help you need. You finally are able to see that you've been in need, you've been struggling, you've been you had this issue, this codependency, you had this issue, and you start seeing things for what they are in that. It's like it starts coming to light. Like, see, she's all blurred. Like, she's wanting help, but it's all blurred. So it's like you start seeing that you actually need help, so you don't demonize that side of you that needs help. So you actually start getting help and being able to move out of needing help, because you finally address that it's okay to get help. But part of that for you guys is getting this help from other people, working with other people, allowing yourself to see yourself as still not losing your autonomy, I think, yeah. Not losing your autonomy when you get help. When other people help you, you still can thrive, if not more. And it's not me showing you're weak. It's literally just you're flowing with what the universe has for you. Whew. In the past, you could have been dealing with a Capricorn, or even like someone, or you might have it in your charts, or maybe someone with air sign placements, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. In the present, you could be dealing with a Leo, or have Leo in your charts. Or dealing with a Cancer, or have Cancer in your charts. And in the future, you could be dealing with air signs, again, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or earth signs, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. Yeah, that's cool. That's a super powerful reading, Scorpio. Okay, so let's see. The theme of this is the Hanged Man. Yeah, you make your own peace. It's like, just because you don't see yourself in the future, in this new season, and what you're being shown you're supposed to allow to happen, doesn't mean you don't belong there. You just make your peace in you, so that whatever positive future, whatever thing is coming your way, you're at peace and you attract that energy. See how like the colors are so similar? It's like, instead of going to this place of terrified in something changing you, rather you change yourself. You allow yourself, you assume the position for the universe to do its magic on you. If you allow, it's almost like if you set the intention to want to be changed and healed and grow and explore these free parts of yourself, then when this happens, you won't be a victim to it, but rather you will be a co-conspirator. Is that the word, co-conspirator? I think so. I don't know. You'll be in control. You'll be a victor. And you'll be the one, like, choosing that you're finding your peace in the middle of chaos, in the middle of what seems like chaos to your old self. Wow. Okay. That was crazy. Excited for you guys, Scorpio. That's pretty intense. Like, Okay, so let's see. Let's take a look at your current block, your energy. What is blocking you from being your highest self? Spirit, God, universe, what message do you have for Scorpio in regards to the reading? Oh, wait. Okay, so the vision, I mean, yeah, cloudy, black water, like a bath bomb. You're trying to fan it to see what's in there and to get into what's inside. So yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just the unknown. The fact that it's black water, the fact that you can't see what's there has been like having your imagination go crazy and making you feel like, one, it's not for you, and two, like you can't see yourself in the future that looks like that. And it's not because it's not actually for you, it's just because only things you've been able to see yourself in follow your old paradigms and your old patterns. So if you're trying to heal and be free from your old paradigms and your old patterns, a future that is good for you is not going to look like anything you've ever known. So, Spirit, God, universe, what message do you have for Scorpio for the month of August in regards to their block? What is blocking their energy? Blocking them from reaching their highest potential. Is blocking them from reaching their highest potential in this. Oh my gosh. The Hangman, okay. The Sun. An Eight of Wands. Interesting. I feel like you're trying to go to this on your own again. It's like when you're shown that this is where you're going to go, you're like, well, okay, I know what this looks like. I know how this is supposed to be. I know all this, blah, 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 blah. So let me just go there. You know, instead of allowing it to be a new experience for you that you might actually not know anything in it, you're like, okay, let me get in the position, but like from the other heart of, okay, I got this. Let me rebuild the tower, you know? Hold on. Oh, that's reminding me of something right now. I'm trying to figure out like how that's fitting in though. So yeah, it's like you're called to be in the Hangman energy, but you've been doing it from a place that isn't the right intention. It's just to rebuild what you had and to stay in your mind. It's almost like trying to meditate, but trying to like say concentrate on things and like focus on your thoughts and everything when you're trying to meditate. And it's like, no, the way you know, disconnect from that is not to focus more on your thoughts. And that's kind of like what this is. This is like in regards to this, your block. And it's like, because you're like, oh, well, I need to get here. I know how to get here. Let me get here. Let me get here. And it's like, yeah, you know how to get there based off of how you have in the past or what you saw in the past. But it's not going to look like that necessarily. Also, I feel like there's another element of this. Okay, there you go. So there's another element of the sun is like radiating. Remember that like crazy, like, oh, this is so good. It could be terrifying energy. Like it's radiating, and it's like almost like spikes, not spikes, but like knives. I'm not saying it is knives. It's just that's kind of what you're perceiving it as. And it's like, okay, so you feel like it might take away your peace and like cut you down from hangman energy. So again, you're scared of going into this success because the hangman that you've known so far, you don't feel like it's going to let you relax. You want to just relax, you know, that type of thing. And then the other thing is I kept seeing this card, and I kept remembering like the knife game. And it's like, that's what it is. It's like you feel like, because Eight of Wands comes at you really fast. It's either coming at you really fast or it's leaving you really fast. And you're like throwing all this stuff out there. And it's just this fast energy. And it feels like this sun is just so like, I want to say overwhelmingly close in your mind. That like, it just feels like it's that game of like, well, one of these times my finger is going to get cut off. So do I really want to play this? So it's like, again, like, can I trust that sun energy? Yeah. Can I trust that sun energy? Like, it might be for me. It might be, it's supposed to be some good thing, but it's going to cut off my hand. It's going to cut off my not vitality, but my means of doing things, like what I've always known, you know? And it's like, or it's going to take away my way that I've always known to rest, to relax, to escape. And it's like, that's what's been blocking you, is this idea that like, this idea that you know what this is. Because the only reason it looks so scary is because what you've called good and pleasant and happy in your life has actually never followed any of this. And it's actually kept you in bondage and had strings attached. I mean, I'm sure you guys have had some good and pleasant, but what I'm saying is it was always a limited to this, limited to that. You're coming to a time that there's like hardly any limitations as far as like what the universe can bring to you positive wise. The only limitation is your limiting belief about it and allowing it to come in. I just see like a carrot right here. And it's like some of these are actually going to be nurturing. It's not like these knives. But it's just in the moment, like you're just like, oh my gosh. And regardless, for those of you, like if I read it this way, it's like, yeah, when the sun comes through, when you encounter that sun, and you feel like everything's coming at you really fast. It's just like, you feel like it's like only a matter of time for you to lose this position. But the thing is this version with you like hasn't been the real hangman. It was the hangman for that time. You have a new hangman placement experience. Not status, but safe space that you're coming into. And you can't hold on to the old one. Because compared to what's coming new, like it's different. Okay, well, so yeah, I hope that resonated for you guys. Let me know in the comments what did and what didn't. If it did resonate, check out the Patreon link in the description below. You'll be able to see the extended reading from there. Again, it'll have a general action plan, a love action plan, a love past, present, future, and a look into a past person and possible new person coming in, new energy coming in. And also, if you don't already subscribe, I suggest you do. That way you don't miss out on any of my new content. And if you're not getting notifications, like make sure you whenever you subscribe, you turn your notifications on, all that good stuff. That way you don't miss out, because I know some people complain that they're not seeing their notifications. They're not getting notifications when I'm posting. And then also yeah, And feel free to share this if you feel like it resonated for you, or that, you know, there's people that might need to hear this message. Even if you don't know their chart, even if you don't know their sign, whatever, you know, God will make it to where people hear what they need to hear. And my intention is that you see this when you're most open to it. So if it's a month down the line, 2 months down the line, whatever, that's when it's for you. But regardless, yeah, so I will see you guys next time. Or I'll see you on the extended.